Molweni Bantu YouTube Center, igama lami Asisithi Sejosengoe, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much. First of all, let me just say that thank you so much for the feedback that I received on the previous video speaking about postpartum depression. Thank you so much to all the moms that reached out and sort of like we talked about how they're feeling, how postpartum depression has has affected them, how they're experiencing new motherhood and all of those good things. So the reason why I decided that let me shoot another video actually expanding on the topic is because I feel like sometimes dads are left out. They usually don't know what to do when their wives or partners have just given birth. So in this video I am going to give you guys 9 ways that I think dads can be supportive towards the mothers who have just given birth. So if you are a dad out there and your wife or your girlfriend has just given birth, this video is for you, so stay tuned. I've simplified it. I feel like I'm going to be the lady of simplification. So I've simplified it again and just chosen like really basic stuff that I feel like are very helpful, and some of the things that I will be speaking about today is stuff that my husband actually did. So I have experience with this, and that to me was so helpful. Okay, so without wasting any time, the top 9 ways that dads can be supportive to moms after they've given birth. Number 1, take the baby. Take the baby. And side note, mom, let him take the baby. So this one is important because while the daddy has the baby, the mom can take a quick shower or have a cup of coffee outside or run whatever errands that they need to run on the day, or actually just take a nap. So taking the baby from the mom, just give the mom a little bit of a break so that they can have a moment to themselves. And this one is hard because as moms, somehow it's hard for us to let the dad take the baby. There's this sense of we're not sure if they'll know what to do once they have the baby, or will the baby be okay? Will the dad be okay with having the baby? But this one comes with just sort of like releasing a little bit of the responsibility from yourself and letting the dad and the baby bond at the same time. And at the same time as well, you trying to give the baby a little bit of independence away from you so that they are able to create bonds with the dad as well. And I think that's important. So that'll be number 1. Number 2, dad, take one responsibility, commit to it, and be consistent. So what my husband used to do is that he would be, every time I have just fed Luacho, he would take Luacho and burp. So the process of burping was solely his responsibility. He took that and he enjoyed it. And that was a time for him to spend time with his child. The other thing that he used to do, he was responsible for cleaning the pump, the breast pump, the bottles, the dummies. He would sterilize them and then go to work. So when I go downstairs to make a bottle or give a dummy or whatever I needed, I would find it clean. So this was so helpful to me, and to a point where I did not know how many minutes the sterilizer should be in the microwave for. I had to call him, like, how many minutes should I put this on? So to me that was very helpful, and it was his way of showing support that let me do this something small so that you are at least able to find everything clean when you need to use it. And then another one, which is number 3, the basic house cleaning. So after you've come back from the hospital, you are you're still so much in pain, and you are tired and you sleep deprived. Both of you of course are, and especially if you're a mom who's breastfeeding, you're feeding at night and sometimes you are awake every 2 hours because the baby needs to be fed. So in the morning you're very tired, and cleaning the house is the last thing that you have energy for. And so if the dad can at least like do the dishes or cook a meal or make breakfast or something that would be of support and helpful to the mom. And for me also, I do not like a dirty house. So I found that I would be straining myself trying to juggler being a mom and at the same time trying to keep this house clean. So it was an amazing way of support when Ulira would like try and do the little things, tidying up and just so in a way like for putting them in the I almost said in the microwave, putting clothes in the washing and just tidying up, simple way. So that was very helpful. And another way, number 4, is dads get, I don't know if people know this, but dads get paternity leave, which is 10 days. And I don't know if people are aware of that, number 1, and I don't know if they take it. So I would advise for dad to take the 10 days. And during those 10 days, run all the errands, like buy all the nappies, buy all the stuff that mom will need in once you go back to work, buy all the food, like pack up the fridge and the cupboard so that there's nothing lacking in the house, so that once you go back to work, mom is set up for life, that there's nothing that she will need and not find. And also like running the errands of like completing the process of birth certificates. We had to do that because I gave birth on a Saturday, so somehow, and then on Monday I literally had to go to Home Affairs to complete that process, which I was very grateful for. So do that. And you could also use the 10 days to bond with your baby, let mom heal a little bit, cook maybe soups and stews and freeze them so that once you're back to work, you guys can just like defrost some of the food and eat. And then number 5 is take over the morning feed or nappy changing. As I mentioned before, that sometimes breastfeeding moms are up all most of the night feeding, and so in the morning it would be nice if mom can have an extra hour, an extra 30 minutes when you take the baby and be responsible for the feeding and changing the nappy in the morning. That really did help, and I'm sure that it would help for any other mom as well, getting an extra hour or 30 minutes. And then number 6, consistently checking what she needs. I don't know what it is about women, but I don't know if it's in general, but what I experienced is that after I gave birth, it was very hard for me to communicate what I needed. Somehow I expected him to know that I need something, so that somehow be my mind reader. So then I told him that please try and ask me what I need consistently so that I may be able to communicate what I need. And so one of the ways, or maybe one of the times that he would ask me what I needed was when I sat down during the day to feed the baby, like making me a cup of coffee so that while I feed I'm having coffee, or also on a remote, like putting on a show that I like so that I don't have to get up and find what the remote is, or put a show that I enjoyed, or bring me something to eat so that while I feed I'm eating as well, or a glass of water or something that I may need during the process of breastfeeding. That's just one example, but different women may need different things. So I thought like just asking, especially in those 10 days when you're home, like, babe, what do you need? Do you need me to go to spa? What do you need? And for moms as well to be honest and say what it is that they need. And then number 7, it is keeping your confused face to yourself. This one, I thought, after I gave birth, was this overwhelming sense of, in fact, my motherly instinct took over. So there were things that I was doing that we were never taught in the class, that nobody ever advised me to do, things that actually worked. So my husband would be like, where did you get that? Why are you doing that? Why are you burping the baby like that? Why are you feeding the baby like that? So questions like those would make me feel like, do you think I am incapable of I'm incapable of actually utilizing my motherly instinct in a way that will benefit me and the baby. So him not asking me those questions in the moment, and him just keeping his confused face to himself, really did help boost my confidence as a mom, and actually gave me an idea or a sense of, I see you know what you're doing. So keep your confused face or look to yourself. Number 8, or 9, I'm not sure where I am now. Find a way or your own dad trick that will help mom feel reassured that you know what you're doing when you have the baby. So find a way that works for you and the baby when you have the baby, because sometimes as moms we are always so, do you know what you do? We always like wonder, do you know what you're doing? And we're the ones who come up with the different tricks to put the baby to sleep. So if you find your own rhythm and sort of like stick to that and learn what the baby needs, what to do when the baby does what, it gives it really does help boost your confidence as a dad, and at the same time reassures the mom that you've got this. You know what I mean? So for my husband, he came up with a way. Even now, actually, he has a way of putting Luajo to sleep without the boob and without using a dummy or a bottle. So, and also it works very quick. So he has that way, and I'm so proud of him that he has that trick for him, and it works so well. And I actually do tell him that what you're doing works. You must tell me what you do so that I can also do the same thing. So if you find a way or your own thing that you do with your child, I think that will be very helpful. And then the last thing would be helping the mom regain her self-confidence and boosting her self-esteem. I've mentioned this in my previous video about how much our self-esteem takes a knock, our body image, because of the changes in our bodies, and so our body image becomes a lot more negative. So if you boost your wife's or your girlfriend's confidence by reminding her, oh my gosh, baby, you look so pretty, you look so good, and it's just like encouraging her to feel confident and to believe that she's still beautiful, and that she probably has gained weight, but that's normal during the time. That's why there's a reason why there's something called baby weight. That a lot of people do go through. So like boosting her confidence and reminding her why you fell in love with her, telling her how much of a bomb mom she is, it will really, really do help. So that's the 9 ways that I thought would be helpful. And just before I shot this video, I asked my husband what is the one thing that when he looks back to the time when Luajo was an infant, what's the one thing that he's proud of? He said that it was how he assumed the responsibility of giving Luajo her night bath. And to me, that was like the most difficult thing to let go of, because he would come back from work and like maybe an hour or 2 later he would give Luajo a bath, and there would be screams, and it was so hard for me not to say no, it's fine, yeah, I'll take over. Just letting go and giving him a little bit of space to figure out what he's doing and find his way around the bath time. And now they play music, they dance during bath time, they have an incredible bond, because I was able to let go of that responsibility and actually let Luajo be independent of me and have a relationship with her dad, and create that bond. So that's something that I'm proud of, which was not easy to do. Especially because at the beginning Luajo was crying so much. So obviously letting the dad do some of the work will not be easy, because we have this pressure that we put on ourselves that we must be doing everything, whereas it's not true. So it yields beautiful results at the end. And now Luajo and her dad are close. They have a really beautiful relationship, and they've actually gone to the mall for 4 hours without me. There was no crying. I even think that Luajo didn't even notice I wasn't there. So they have a beautiful relationship, and that would not have happened if I hugged Luajo and I didn't want Lily to have a chance to sort of bond and create that bond with him. So if you are a mom and you've had other ways that your husband or your boyfriend has sort of bonded with the child, please hit me up in the comment section down below and tell me, and let's share, so that moms who are soon will be giving birth or have just given birth, they may learn what ways that the dad can be of help during the infancy stage. And for the dads as well, if there's something that you're doing that you think is very helpful towards mom, and you think maybe there's some questions that you have, please don't be scared to sort of ask, and just comment down below, and I will see if my husband or myself will be able to respond to those questions. Thank you so much again for tuning in and listening to this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and share this video with all moms, and specifically dads, because this one I made it for the dads. So I hope, dad, you enjoyed it, and yeah, don't forget to like it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.